fabric. I have finished my vanity, as you saw in the last video. And now I've got the stool, which the stool is 13 years old. It's heavy iron or metal. And so there's nothing wrong with it except the top. It needs to be recovered. The fabric, it's still got a lot of cushion, but the fabric is all frayed and it needs help. So I took the top off. I unscrewed the screws. I washed this down and I sprayed a coat of pearl white paint on it. It was kind of an off-white and gold. So I wanted to cover up the gold because the new look of the vanity doesn't have gold in it. There was gold on the old hardware. So there we go. We're gonna redo this. Now, I went to the fabric store and for less than, it was about $3. I got some pretty heavy broadcloth and it was in the right color family. So it was enough, half a yard was enough for me to do a practice piece because I've not chalk painted on fabric. And I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing before I go to do it on the real piece. So this is how it came out and I just love it. I'm gonna save this piece and possibly make a pillow out of it and give it to a friend, or maybe I'll keep it on my bed, I don't know. So that's what we have. Now I've got the real piece that I'm going to use for the cover down here, and I did this lettering inside the drawers. So go in the iCard above and I've got my furniture restoration playlist. You'll be able to see that video if you didn't watch that. So I've got two little stencils here that have all these words on it: create, laugh, enjoy, live, inspire, wish, dream. It's a really fun stencil. You can pick these up on Amazon. I'll leave you a link in the about section below. Very inexpensive on Amazon, way cheaper than going to Michael's, and a lot of them are Prime, so if you're Prime you get free shipping, and even the ones that aren't Prime, a lot of them offer free shipping. So that's what I've done. Now I've got my paints. With chalk paint, when you're going to do painting on fabric, whether it be, let's say I was going to paint on a chair that had a fabric cushion or a fabric chair, you want to water it down, but not so much that it bleeds under the stencil, if that makes sense to you. So you're going to add about 2 teaspoons of paint to a 1/4 teaspoon of water is about a good ratio. So it takes a while for a drip to come off of your brush. And I've got both my paints here ready to go. I'll bring you in close so you can see what I'm going to do. And I'm going to test again on my tester piece before I go to the real piece, because I want to make sure that I've got the consistency the way I had it before, because yesterday is when I did this. And it dries, and you'd think that it's going to feel funny. You can tell there's paint on there, but it's flexible. It doesn't really change the fabric much at all. Okay, so now I've got my stencil laid down. Kind of offload your brush or sponge. I'm using a sponge for this one and a brush for the other color. And you just go in there and stipple that right on, and try not to just make sure that you feel like it's gotten coverage. And then I'm going to do this word over here, sing. And I don't need to reapply to the brush at this point. And then I want happy. Be happy down here. And then I'll take my brush with my white paint, offload that so you don't have too much going on there. Stipple that in. And the trick to this is between each painting application, you're gonna have to clean this stencil off and dry it. You don't want a wet stencil going down on the next application. So I just take it over to the sink, rinse it off, and dry it. Make sure you hold your stencil in place so you don't have it moving around on you. And there we go. As soon as you feel like you've completed it, just take your fingernail and lift it right up, and perfect. Isn't that adorable? So there we go. We've got our perfect stenciled area. This one, and putting this darker teal on the fabric is really gonna tie it right to the vanity itself. My husband is a little nervous. He thinks I'm not gonna let him sit there if he needs to, which is funny. It's just fabric. And really, for very little money, I am making this custom for my room and my space. And it's fun to be creative. And I think I want to do Hope down here. All right, now we can go with the white. Get your brush offloaded, and you could make all the letters the same color if you wanted, but I wanted to tie in the white that's on the vanity piece, and yeah, it's just gonna tie it together really nice. So there we go. Be sure and try not to get your white into any of your teal areas, because it will blend and then you'll have a whole new color, and I don't want that. Oh, it came out perfect. Look at that. Very nice. Okay, so let me finish stenciling. I'll bring you back and we'll show you the end product, and then we'll put it on together. So now I've got the fabric all done, all stenciled, and I couldn't be happier. It just came out adorable. And then I took it after it dried and ironed it. So get any of the heavy wrinkles out of that. And now we're going to staple it to the chair top, which is super easy. So you're gonna turn your fabric over. You need a staple gun, and that's exactly how the manufacturers staple these. I mean, there's staples all over that. I don't even need to take the old cover off. If the cushion itself wasn't enough cushion, and I needed to replace that, then I would take the old one off and replace that with new foam or whatever. And we want to kind of center this, so we've got enough coming up on all sides. And there we go. And then we'll cut any excess off that we don't need, and you want to really pull that fabric tight when you start the stapling process. Super easy. I recovered all of our bar stools at one point, and then I go straight across from the first staple and go ahead and give it another. And then you're going to work your way around it. And I like to go back and forth from side to side, if that makes sense. Just because then you get even pressure. If you need to pleat the fabric while you're doing this, go ahead and do that. Now I've got all this stapled down, all the fabric is stapled down, and I'm going to trim off this excess. Super easy. And there's no need to throw this chair away ever when you can do this. Look at how cute that is. That actually came out adorable. I'm super happy with it. Okay, so I'm going to screw this down to the base, and I'll take you in the bedroom and let you see it in there, or let you see it out here. Here's the end result, and I think it came out fantastic. It ties in beautifully with the vanity because it's got the same colors in it. It also ties into my bedding, so the color scheme in the room is coming together really nicely. I've got a couple other things I'm going to do, and then we're going to repaint. And so if you want to come along for a painting project, let me know in the about section below when you make a comment. Give me a thumbs up if you like these kind of videos. And if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, just let me know what you want to see, and I'll try to bring you along. And I couldn't be happier with how the whole package came out. And so we're on to the next project. So if you guys want to come along for another home improvement project, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, share it on your Facebook page, and don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit subscribe, because I upload these kind of videos as well as cooking, canning, gardening, critter updates, puppies, all that stuff. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.